Hi guys, in today's video I just wanted to do a comparison of fluorescent spray paint to regular gloss spray paints that you would be using when you're learning to do, or when you're an experienced spray paint artist. I am not an experienced spray paint artist. I've done a few paintings. I'm just really getting into it this year, and just kind of want to take you guys along for the ride as I learn stuff so that you guys can learn stuff. Kind of neat working with fluorescent paints when you're used to working with gloss paints. I do want to show you some of the differences here. One of the major things with your fluorescent paints is that, here's a Krylon, is that these will glow underneath a black light, an ultraviolet light. To get it to do that, you really want to do at least a couple coats. But this, what I'm going to show you here today, I'm not going to put that under a black light or anything. But that's one of your major differences between your fluorescent paints and your regular gloss paints. Your gloss paints come in, well, it's not really gloss, but I use satin. And then your glosses are your gloss, your semi-gloss, and your high gloss. Satin works really good with spray paint art though too. Dries maybe just a few seconds faster than your gloss paints. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, you never want to use a matte paint when you're doing spray paint art. It just does not look as good. It doesn't have that glossy finish. But fluorescent paints, back to the fluorescent paints and the differences between the two before I show you the differences. Put that right there. So your fluorescent paints have different temperature ranges that you want to use this in. For your fluorescent paints, it recommends using it in between the temperatures of 55 degrees to 75 degrees. And then on your regular glosses, high gloss, semi-gloss, regular gloss, that temperature range is going to be 50 degrees to 90 degrees. So you have a lot more temperature range for using these. I do my spray painting outside, so that's good to know that. Humidity levels are different on these paints too. The ranges for that. For your fluorescent paints, you want to use that when the humidity level is below 60%. And for your gloss paints, that is all going to be the humidity level. You want that to be below 85%. So you got a little bit more of a wider range of temperature and humidity when you're using your gloss paints versus your fluorescent paints. I've only got 4 colors available to me at my Walmart. I've got the fluorescent green, fluorescent pink, fluorescent orange, and fluorescent yellow. I'm sure if I went to a larger Walmart I'd find more. So these are the colors I'm going to be working with to show you the differences when they're on paper. So you know kind of what to expect when you're doing spray paint art using both types of paint. So for starters, I'm just going to throw down, I'm going to make 4 planets, just real quick ones, just to show you the difference. You always want to make sure that your spray cans are shaking really well so you hear that ball going really good. When you first buy these, you want to make sure that once you hear that ball going, keep on shaking for about 2 minutes. You also want to make sure that your nozzle is clear. If it's not clear, you can put some paint thinner on that and then wipe it off really good. Or you can take your spray paints and hold them upside down and then spray until you see just the paint not coming out. You just want the clear vapor coming out. So that's a couple ways to clean that little spray nozzle there. This one's not clean. It's okay, I'll do it another time. The can's almost empty. Alright, so let's get into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That just kind of gives me an outline of where I want my planets to go. Just using the black gloss. I'll also be using white gloss on here, even with my fluorescent paints. But right now I just want to kind of get an idea where my planets are going to go. So first let's start with our gloss paints. I have comparable colors to the fluorescent paints. Well, what do I have here? Okay, I've got prickly pear. That will correspond to my fluorescent pink. Let's just kind of put that on there. I've got some orange. I think I'll put the orange down here. I've got yellow. Correspond to my yellow fluorescent paint, so I think I'll put yellow down here. And let's see, what am I missing? Green. I'm missing green. Where'd my green go? Gosh darn it, y'all, where'd my green go? Alright, I'm going to use, well, I don't know what I did with my green paint. No telling with me. So I'm going to use Tropical Leaf to mimic my green fluorescent paint, and we're going to see how that looks. Shaking it good, and I'll put green up here on the pink. Shake that a little bit more. Okay, I'm just going to do 2 colors on these planets. You know, feel free to do more. I just kind of, like I said, wanted to show you the differences. On these, I'm going to go ahead and just use a plastic bag. Get this out of the way. These planets would look a lot better if I added more colors to them, but like I said, I just wanted to show you a comparison. Of the paints. Let me get another bag out here. Okay, I said in another video, if you're using plastic bags, use the side down that does not have the ink printed on it. That ink will come off on your painting, and you don't want that. Okay. The sun is going down here, so I hope you guys can see that decently. You know what, I might just go ahead and throw some other colors in here. Why not? Let's have some fun. Have some fun, let's see what that gives us. Alright, pretty cool. Some of that white's coming through, but that gives it a good color. And I think I'll go ahead and throw down some yellow on here too. This is going to be our gloss side. Gloss side of our planets. Get another bag out of my stash. Alright. There's going to be a couple of our gloss planets. Let me throw some white down on here. Okay, and then a little bit of black on the back. Where did my black go? A little spatter, that's because my nozzle is not cleaned as good as what I should have done. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave that like that. I'm not going to smear it anymore. Okay, so our gloss is going to set to dry. That's supposed to move on the same colors with our fluorescents. So this one I did pink, green, and yellow, so let's do some pink. See how much brighter that comes out? I love fluorescent paints. Pink. Let's do some yellow down next. Fluorescent yellow. And I had green on that, so let's put a little bit of green on there. No? Okay, well, let's see what that does. That looks kind of cool. Whatever color you put as like your last couple colors on your paintings, and you go to, you know, do the streaking method or the, you know, smooshing it down, smearing it, whatever, with your plastic bags or your magazine page, those last couple colors you put on are going to be the colors that come off first. So whatever color you want your planets or whatever you're doing to be predominantly is going to be one of the first couple colors you put down on it. So you can already see how much brighter the fluorescents are than our regular gloss paints. You can't really see that pink in there too well. Okay, so next up, this one I think was, gosh, what did I do this one? Orange and yellow with a little bit of pink. So let's do that with our fluorescents. Want that to be, let's say predominantly orange, so let's go ahead and put our orange down first. And then we're going to do, I think on this one, let's do our yellow next. And I think I said that was a little bit of pink in there. Let's see what that gets us. I think on that one I'm going to use a magazine page just to mix it up a little bit. Crumple a magazine page. Alright, a couple major differences I'm already seeing is the gloss paint has already started to dry a lot faster than the fluorescent paint. And I didn't really put too thick of coats on these. And the fluorescent paint doesn't really have as good a, I guess, sticking power to the glossy side of the poster board I'm using, whereas the gloss paints stick a lot better to it. So that's something to keep in mind too when you're doing this. That's still a cool pattern though, with the white showing through, and you know, I like that. Okay, so now this fluorescent paint, it says that it takes about 15 minutes to dry. I'm not that patient of a person. Enough, I'm just going quick on this one. Let's throw some black down back here. Clean that off a little bit. Good enough. Alright. Dry faster. Okay, hopefully this one will be, it's probably still a little tacky, but I'm going to go ahead and put that down over the planet. I also have some cutouts that I'm going to place the glossy side down so it doesn't stick too much. Yeah, see, that paint's still wet. It's alright, this is just for showing the comparison. Some black. Not going to do the whole thing. Like I said, this is just to show the comparison between the two types of paint. Let's get this up. It's alright if I scrape it. It's going to stick. That's alright. Stuck a little bit, but it gave it a pretty cool effect. Can't complain about that. Alright. Okay, so there's our gloss paints and what you have as far as planets go. You know, and anything else you want to do. Okay, top that off a bit. Not being anal or anything, but yeah, okay, I was being a little anal. I admit it. Alright, so there's our gloss, what that looks like. And then our fluorescents are going to, a little bit, still be drying. That's still so super wet, that gloss paint is. It's alright. If I had a blow dryer, I'd take it to it, but I don't want to go in and get my blow dryer. Okay, so let's put our lid down again. Okay. Dry. It's all right. Okay. All right. A little goof up there. It's okay. Like I said, this is not going to be a painting or anything. So anyway, you can kind of see the difference. Let me hold this up so you can see it better. So your glosses and your fluorescents. It gives you a very different, I think, a little bit different textures, and I just really, with the fluorescent paints, I like the way these just pop out more. than the regular glosses. So let you kind of judge for yourself what paints you want to use, your glosses or your fluorescents. So there's a comparison. The only problem with your fluorescent paints is you don't have as many colors to choose from as what you do on your glosses. Your glosses, there's like a bazillion colors you can choose from. Your fluorescents, like I said, my Walmart carries 4. Large Walmarts might carry 5. I don't know. But these are a lot harder to get good colors. Or a variety of colors, I should say. But anyway, okay, so glosses versus fluorescents. A little bit about each kind of paint. Reminder, when you're doing spray paint art, you want to always use the glossy side of your poster board and use a good quality poster board. I just used a cheap one on this because this was just a little tutorial. But there you have it. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and learning the difference between the paints. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.